my one-on-one. Can you guys duplicate that?
Yeah.
Could you guys duplicate that?
Yeah.
Is it simple?
Yeah.
If you, let me ask you this. Let's just pull back a little, because I know you guys are like, what the hell? You got flip charts and you get all fancy and gets all crazy, and you have a new person, it's like, they got to memorize something they don't know, right? All this stuff. If you are the client, if you were the client, Mark, if you were the client, would you want this process that we just went over, more chill, more to the point, not too like, you know, or would you like want to sit through a 20-minute flip chart and then go, right? Like, think about it. Just put yourself there. And over the years, I've really just dialed it in to be, you know what? I don't like doing all that. I love this business, but I don't like doing it. I wouldn't want, you know, they don't care. Let's just build a rule. Let's just be real. And guess what? Since I've switched it, most everyone I sit down with, they leave with a smile, giving me a hug, like this was a great meeting. Oh my gosh, not anything I expected it was to be. You're freaking awesome. Like, I'm this awesome guy. I'm like, great, we're just having, you know, we're having a conversation type of thing. So
Mike, do you collect information right there on that?
Yeah, that's what
so you're
I'm going
gotcha. So basically, you kind of set the stage for the 6 steps, and now you'll kind of turn it over to.
Time, baby. So my brother Nick,
like Pat was just asking if you do BPMs, and you do, but this is specifically for when you're meeting with clients.
Onboarding clients. Mike, not for recruiting agents.
this is for clients right here.
Yeah.
Click the format part, I think, on the right. Click on it.
So my brother Nick, he was in the business with me for quite some time, and he's still security licensed and everything, but he more refers business now. But he created this, and I can send if you have an iPad or Apple device, this is in what's called Numbers. I can actually send this to you in my iPad. So I used to use the paper FLSs. I used to have hundreds. I used to lose them. Seriously, like there have been times when I'm like, oh my, where did I put that FLS? Like, it did so many appointments, you don't know where it goes. Now,
Mr. Yellow Bat.
I use
ironically.
yeah,
It's really interesting.
I use an iPad Pro.
It's so wacky.
This is what I use on appointments. I don't use my computer on appointments. I have the same one flip chart there. I've got numbers here, and all my FLSs. If I ever client calls, like jump, boom, I have notes in there. I have everything. I just duplicate copy. This is exactly the same thing as the paper FLS, but digitally. So go right on there. You could see.
You want to put it on here?
No, it's the same as this. I'm just showing you on here.
Oh.
What you do, take a picture of that?
No, it's actually
my
got.
brother created it.
No, it's actually inputs, Arthur.
He
It's a plug and play. Can you show how it looks when you click on it?
So for example,
Yeah, you literally click on it and
watch.
What?
Like goals. So you just click here.
you just click.
Oh, it's
Okay.
basically.
It's an e-app.
Type, you know, Angela, whatever, right? You type in all that.
So on your iPad, you literally click the cell
Like right
and you
here.
type it right in the cell. If you have a computer, you click the cell. But if you have an iPad, you literally put your finger on that cell, you click it, and you put in 5,000.
Oh, wow.
So here's how granular I get, guys. Okay, let's go over it.
Hey, guys,
Guys, hush. So client information, I put first name, last name, date of birth. I do not get social. I get email address, phone number. That's it. If they've got kids, I like to get date of births and the kid's name, because there might be potential 529 or IUL, right? Simple as that right there. This, you know, what are some things that are important to you that cost money? So all that stuff's in there that's on the FLS. You can put that stuff there. I put the goal stuff here, okay? Goals and dreams. Again, you know, how much income. This is all like trust customizer spec stuff right here. Recruiting questions, right? Look, you put the income in, Arthur, it adds it up for you right there. Okay, 5,000. So if I put let's say I don't know, other income, $200, automatically it's going to add it to you.
Wow.
Okay. Now,
Somebody made this up. Your brother made this up. You can't just make a copy of this. I mean, it's not set up. You have to set this
I'll
up.
send this to you.
No, Arthur, this is quite simple.
Yeah.
We'll send it to
Don't
you.
get
Yeah,
overcomplicated, dude.
yeah.
Make it happen.
No, we'll take care of it. It's easy.
So this is what I'm
We'll show you.
this is what I'm asking every single client. Question that he said is I show that 6 steps, and then right from there I go right into it. Hey Angelo, what's your date of birth? Start putting it in. I got my iPad already there. So what I like is I take the iPad, it's turned to them, I turn it back around, and I'm already in there. Date of birth, go right into it. Hey, how much money do you make on a monthly basis? Oh, I make 80 grand a year. No. Not your gross money. What is your actual paycheck every 2 weeks?
Right.
That's what this number is, right? Actual paycheck. Then I go through everything. How much do you spend a month in groceries for the house or average per week? How much you spend on gas for your vehicles? How much you spend on your auto insurance? I've done enough referral P&C business where I know how much is too much on auto insurance. So then next to, so like right here, I'll write like, well, who's it with? Farmers, Allstate, whatever. I'll put that right there. Trash bill, electric and gas, cable internet, house phone, water, cell phone, gym membership, gifts for holidays, birthdays, anniversaries. This is how granular I go. How much do you think you spend, Angelo, a year on gifts for birthdays, Christmas time, anniversary? I know you can't give me a definitive number, but on that, what do you think? Oh, $5,000 a year. Boom, my 400 and whatever bucks a month. Water bill, cell phone, gym membership, tithing,
Wow.
clothes, entertainment. This is what I talk about when it comes to entertainment. Let's start with going out to eat. How much you spend on average per week, lunch and dinners going out? We'll start there. We put that number. How much do you spend, I'm just using Vegas. How much do you spend a year, you think, going to Blackhawk games or going to the Chicago, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Going to sports games, and how much you spend a year on maybe going to concerts, okay? In Vegas, there's shows, so.
Yeah.
And then I ask them, on average per year, like if we take this year or last year, how much do you guys average spend a year on going on vacations? That's all in entertainment, okay? HOA, kids activities, daycare, gymnastics, blah, blah, blah. Hair, nails, waxing, tanning. Okay. Oh yeah, man. Gardener, pool person, exterminator, housekeeper. Miscellaneous, life and health insurance premiums. Arthur, all those numbers will add up the total.
Would you always do that yourself, or would you send that to
Oh,
the client
this-
ahead of time
never.
before they come in?
We do it. We're the doctor.
Oh, okay. All
We are the
Have you ever
doctor.
get them filled out?
Never, ever have I done that in my whole career. Never once.
Do you ever find that people are not ready with the level of information you need,
Nope.
or they're always they give you a ballpark at least?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't worry about it being like to the penny, because some people get
Sometimes-
bogged down on that.
Sometimes I have people that are real like that. And go,
Yeah.
I wish I would have brought my spreadsheet.
Right.
I said,
Correct.
Look, you didn't. Let's go over it. Do me a favor. When you go home, take a picture of the spreadsheet, just send it to me, and I'll change whatever I need to change. Or like I'll have you know what? I forgot to tell you about this bill. I totally forgot to tell you about the money I send to my mom in the Philippines. This lady the other day, Filipino lady, she sends $800 a month to her mom. I said, great. So we put it in there. Guys, this is how granular I get. Okay. So for example, now, they got the income in there, we got expenses, and then we go to debt. What's your mortgage? I don't know, I owe $250, I pay this, what's the interest rate? Do you have a second? Do you lease or own your vehicles? Do you have student loans? Tell me every single, not like, oh, I have 10,000 in credit card debt. No, I want to know you have 6,000 on this car, the APR is this, 3,000, I want to know everything. If I'm going to do a plan, I'm going to do a plan. Everything. Okay? go there in a minute. Tax now, tax later, tax what?
Never.
Never. I don't know why the lines aren't here. That's kind of weird. They show up. Oh, they show up over there. Okay. Same thing. So you basically list it out, put the totals. If they got a 401k, ask them, say, hey, can you look at your pay stub? And this is something I might have to come back to. Can you look at your pay stub? Well, I have 10%. I don't care the percentage. Can you tell me the exact number that's coming out every 2 weeks out of your paycheck? I put that there. Obviously, all assets here, all assets. Bank accounts, I want to know what's under the mattress, what's in the safe, what banks you're banking at, and how much is in each account. I ask it all. Then I go here.
Thank you.
Then I go here, and I talk about life insurance. I said, hey, I'm your financial doctor. I'm going to start asking you some doctor-like questions so I can do my homework. And if life insurance is a strategy that we're going to bring to the table, I can make sure I'm bringing the right scenario. How much do you weigh? How tall are you? Yes, I asked the wife that. Yeah. How tall are you? How much do you weigh? What medications? Do you take any medications? Oh, yeah, I take metformin. Well, how many times a day? What's the milligrams? I get everything, guys. I want to know everything.
How long does this process take?
15 minutes.
15 minutes to
20
do that
minutes.
whole thing?
Yeah. How long does it take? I think it's supposed to take an hour?
I can't say no.
Dude, how much is your groceries? I don't know, $10. No. All of what I just went over, that's like 5 minutes.
Now, on the life insurance, they seem to never know anything about their policies.
Well,
You
that's
have
the thing too. So,
yeah.
so if they have, so then I ask them,
That's one by here they don't.
do you smoke tobacco? Do you smoke marijuana? Now in Vegas, it's legal. So I ask everything. I'm a doctor. I'm a financial doctor.
Be here too.
I'm asking all those questions. By the way, most of my first appointments from start of building that rapport to this, no more than 30 to 40 minutes. That's my first appointment. In and out. I can turn and burn 5 or 6 appointments pretty quickly if they're firsts. Okay? So, all that info there. Okay? Here I usually like, do they have a will? Do you have a trust? Here I'll make notes. Maybe social security numbers. I usually give my clients some homework. You know, depending on their age, depending what they have going on. You know, if they do have a 401k, I want to see the statements. I want to see how it's invested. I want them to find out from their employer if they do have a Roth option or if they don't. So I really get very detailed. Again, as detailed as I get, it doesn't take that long. Here's why I do it, guys. Let me show you an example of what I do with this. Yeah, this next part is not super duplicatable, but I've trained my guys, they like doing it instead of using the MyWFG one. When I say the MyWFG, the F&A software, I've actually, remember the old Dream Map software? Do you guys remember that? I took pieces from that and created my own. Again, here's what I've realized. Bringing nothing to the table is not good. Bringing a 50-page analysis, not good. They're not going to look at it. Having something that's very simple that people can go back and look at, very good. Let's do Edna. This is one I just did. Edna Garcia, new Filipina client. Okay.
Oh,
You said Edna Garcia?
Is that your friend Mario?
She said, that's my client. Not anymore.
Look at you in the clouds here.
There's usually like a percentage thing.
It always changes on the down there on the bottom. You see it says 150. Go scroll down. 150. Keep going down. Keep going down. Toolbar. Go down to the toolbar. All the way over. Right. There you go. All right, Mike. Yeah, all right.
So I got this beautiful thing. I send my guys clear copies, and they just change their name. Okay?
You can send us that too?
You can. It's just a Word doc, but I have Excel and stuff built into it. Okay, easy as this. Edna Garcia, age, date of birth, monthly income, total income, and then all of those expenses. Now, if I double click on this, it opens like that. I literally take, remember the one we just went through? Line for line, it's equal. So for me, even though I already inputted it once, for me, this helps me refresh everything in my mind of what I went over with them. Because, you know, you do a lot of appointments. It's like, man, what, okay, oh, okay, yeah. And now it's fresh in my mind. So I literally just inputted number for number. It's an Excel spreadsheet. I exit out of that, and it looks like this. Okay. Same with the debt. Edna's in good spot. She has like no debt. She's got her mortgage, and that's it. I do a little debt to income ratio deal here. Some of these are just pulled from that Dream Maps thing, you know. Assets, like that. And then I have a little graph that shows income coming in, expenses, debt payments, discretionary income. Okay? And this is one of those things there. And then this is what I do. Remember our process? What's our process?
The 6 steps.
The 6 steps. That's my process. So I want to articulate everything that we talked about with our process. So I take cash flow, debt, profit protection, and I give a summary tailored to that client. For example, let's just go over this. In regards to your cash flow, currently you're bringing in approximately $10,000, and your total outgo between all expenses is $6,397, giving you a monthly discretionary income of $3,603. After going through all of your expenses, there are a couple areas that you can slim down on, and you know what this is. She shops a lot, you know, so yeah. Debt management, currently you only have the mortgage, which is good debt to have since you already have equity built up in your home. Simple as that, okay? Now, if there's a ton of credit cards, I'll articulate that. How deep I get with it just depends on how deep I want to get with it, okay? Emergency fund, currently between all your liquid assets, this lady's actually in a pretty good spot. Currently between all your liquid assets, you have approximately $57,000. An adequate emergency fund is 3 to 6 months of monthly expenses, which in your case would amount to 18 to 36 grand. Your goal is to utilize a portion of that to pay your mom so you can secure the property in the Philippines. We would be comfortable with you utilizing 20,000 of that now to secure the property and figure out a monthly amount to give to your parents until you pay down the full amount. With this being said, we should meet on a quarterly basis to see where your cash flow is in regards to commissions, so we can determine the correct amount being put into each account. She's a mortgage person, so every month it varies. Okay. Proper protection. Currently you only have whatever work has in place for you in regards to life insurance protection. And it sounds like you have an accidental death policy through your bank. With the stage of life that you are in and not far away from retirement, it makes more sense to look at a long-term care policy to make sure down the road, if anything would happen to you, from a medical standpoint, you will be covered and not leave a burden to your children. We did a Care Matters case here. Okay. And then I go into asset accumulation, put a pretty good synopsis down there, you know, sort of figuring out what her income would be in retirement, using her Social Security, I mean, all that stuff. And then the last one, estate preservation, will show you how to set up a living will and trust so you can have your house in the trust to avoid probate. That's it. Okay? So basically, you could see my process: build rapport, show them a process, gather the data, that appointment's done. If we go back to this, I would say to the client, let's just review this real quick. You told me you make 10 grand. Yeah, that's right. Let's go over all the expenses, groceries, you said with 3. I go through everything again before I finish the appointment. So we're straight, Angelo. Based off of what I can see here, you know, in this lady's case, you got about 3,000 left over a month. Does that sound about right? Yeah, it does actually. Or no, no way. Well, then there's some things that we need to, you know, when you go home, you know, Anna, yeah, that's exactly how much I have left over, right? Great. Out of the $3,000 a month, let me start to paint the picture for you a little bit, what our next visit's going to look like. I'm going to put a strategic plan together for you. I think out of that money, I'd like to see a portion of that being paid to your parents to pay for the house in the Philippines. A portion of that needs to be going to your, and I have it, I think, in here. Like you need to start maxing out your 401k, and all like, okay, let's go through that then. Currently, you have a few old accounts that total up approximately 45.5. We move that to new heights, and your current 401k has 28 in it. At the moment, you're not contributing to any of your retirement accounts as you're just saving in the bank for the investment property. We should reposition the 45.5 in an account that will build up for your future retirement income. We'll discuss and show you how this strategy works. Just so you see here, guys, I'm very vague on this
I
stuff.
was just gonna ask
Yeah,
you.
I'm not going like,
You're not explaining.
no,
you're not
because
proposing
Good
price.
change.
You're basically you're repeating everything in the FLS back to them. Just in, I mean, most of it is just repeating. As I was, you know, my brain goes right to compliance on this stuff because
exactly.
that's what we all. Because all of us, a lot of us used to be branch managers in this.
That's where my brain goes.
Yeah.
Where I'm not. You see what I mean?
But in a way, though, this is a little CYA because you're basically repeating to them and giving them in writing what they just told you. It's almost like a transcript
But
of
I'm
the
not
appointment.
putting specific-
Correct. No, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
How you're doing it.
So we should reposition it. We'll discuss and show you how this strategy works. Based off of the numbers, this account should, not saying it will, it should create an approximate net monthly income amount of $350 a month starting at age 66 and will pay you for the rest of your life. We would recommend that you restart funding your 401k and if possible, put the maximum allowable in annually until you decide to retire. Just to give you an idea of what that account will look like if you put the $25,000 a year max at an average rate of 7% until age 66, your account value will grow to approximately $364 grand. If we get a 5% distribution off that amount, your monthly income would be around $1,560. Your goal is to buy your parents' house in the Philippines and create a rental property that will generate a net amount of $2 grand. Once we know your social security numbers, we can have a better idea of what your retirement numbers will look like. Also, depending on what you decide to do ultimately with your home, we will need to see what is going to be the best, route going forward for that as well. So we got, this came from a mortgage workshop that one of my brand new agents had a relationship with that we did. She obviously, you can see we did a $45,000 rollover and she's doing like 300 and something bucks a month over 5 years, I think, or 10 years, I can't remember, for Care Matters. And her son was in the appointment with her. He was 24 years old. And I said to Edna, she goes, oh, she was blown away. She goes, oh my, I have so many clients to give you. I said, I have a better idea. Your son, why don't we get him licensed? And instead of you giving me all the clients, you're going to give it to your son, and I'm going to split it. He doesn't even have to do the work, but at least he can make money. He could do that? She was super stoked, right? So he's coming in, he's going to do an F&A, and he's going to get coded with us. And now we're going to create this great referral relationship. And this all happened from a workshop, a lunch and learn. We brought some sandwiches in just to educate them about how mortgage protection insurance works. I had my P&C guy come in as well. He educated them on coverages. Already he's gotten 6 referrals from that mortgage branch. I mean, so yeah, see what I'm saying, guys? So leverage all of these different things that we have and these tools. This is my first and second appointment. On the second, when I close, and then I get referrals.
So you haven't closed yet here? I'm just want to make sure.
So I go through this.
Yeah. You've created this from the first.
Correct. So
meeting.
this is the second appointment.
Got it.
So we're basically, all
Reviewing
we're doing, like he said, we're basically just reviewing what we went over in the first appointment.
Right.
All the data, exactly. Summarizing what we already went over, and now I'm bringing the solutions.
So
Then
right
what I
after,
do-
right after you go over this, you go over
Correct.
solutions.
I like to bring brochures if I have. Yeah. So I brought some Care Matters brochures, a New Heights brochure. This lady's like, I don't really care how it works. I trust you, Michael. You do whatever you need. I trust you. Okay, but I still, Edna, I understand it, but I want you to understand how it works. So I go over how the annuity works on a yellow pad. I hardly ever use illustrations for annuities. Ever.
And this is also
Concept, not illustrations. I like using concept. I like explaining how the product works, show them how it works, and show them the illustration on the care matters and close it. That's it. Get the referrals, come out.
And will you do multiple products in this appointment?
This is 2 products.
But I mean, but sometimes there could. What if there's 4 products that you found? You'll do that all in the second appointment, all 4 of them.
Well, here's the other things. I don't do the app in the appointment.
Yeah.
Everything's digital, dude.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll send you
I go,
the-
hey,
I do that all
I
the
know
time.
enough now. It's like I take a picture of their driver's license. I get their social. Who's your Benny? What's their information?
Yeah.
What's your work? I already have her work address. I already know her income. I know most everything on the app. I need her email address. That's it. Dude, I haven't even submitted the second app yet. I just did the,
Yeah.
I need to get information from her still to submit it. But I like a term app I might do there. Just depends.
Too much time.
That takes too much
Yeah.
time. I do that when I go back to the office. I try to get as much as I can, and sometimes I'll even get some of it done. I like if I know this is a done deal, I'll get some of it done before I even go there and just finish it up there. Yeah. On a second, like this appointment, hour. You know.
Right.
Sometimes
Makes sense.
Sometimes it could go to 2 if it's a lot, you know, and sometimes you just get off on a tangent and keep building more rapport with them, you know. So it really depends. My first appointments, I allocate up to an hour, and then my seconds, an hour to 2 hours. If they're at the office, it's easier and faster for me because I got everything there, you know, my computers, everything's there. If I go to them, sometimes I allocate more time.
Like, take us through when everything's done. You have a follow-up, a final follow-up, once everything's in.
It's approved. Everything's in now. All your nudies came back.
Like the policies.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Yeah, go back and meet with them. I like to show them how to log into the account, so I'll set up their login information with them, their passwords, their username. Like New Heights, for example, I explain, look, you're getting a statement once a year, but you're not going to see credits for everything. I explain how that works. They're like, oh, you see what's going on here. And then, you know, every year when the statement comes in, I'll call them, hey, I can either meet with you. And here's one thing I paint a picture up front with too. I said, all my clients are different. I tell them some clients don't want to talk to me at all. Some clients, they want to have coffee with me once a month. Some clients, you know, whatever. I says, Edna, you are in a commission-based business. I want to meet with you probably on a quarterly basis because you might have a month you make 20 grand. You might have a month you make 2, right? But because your income is so fluctuating, we're trying to accomplish some of those goals. If you're good with it, I'd like to at least touch base with you on a quarterly basis. So every client's a little bit different, you know. Some I do annual reviews, some we don't talk. I mean, it just depends.